is why we said, come, let's build a bridge. Let's look at these 7 conspiracies. So first, let's have the background from you, because we have less than 30 minutes to dissect these 7 conspiracies of power. Now, where is that coming from?
Well, thank you very much, Auntie Moji, as we used to call you. Now you are a chief. So Chief Mojima Konjola, it's very exciting that you have sustained this vision. And, you know, that word, the power of vision, ideas rule the world. I remember many years ago when you started this and you have sustained it. So let me start by congratulating you.
Thank you.
On the subject matter that you want us to look at, it's very interesting that man continues to do the same thing over a long period of time. I had the opportunity of serving in government. I've also had the opportunity of serving outside the government. So I've looked at things from 2 major perspectives: public sector experience, private sector experience. And I discovered that in all this, one thing that stands out is leadership. Leadership as in the public sector or leadership as in the private sector. And it is so key. Then I discovered further that there is always a central element that determines the success or failure of a leader. And that is to the extent he is able to understand the operating environment and manage the dynamics of power. Then I discovered that one central element that guides that concept of being able to understand what is at play, otherwise called conspiracy, is the issue of interest. Hence, in the book, 7 Conspiracies of Power, I say it, and it's my position. And
you're entitled to it.
And I'm entitled to it, but I haven't really seen anybody that has questioned it otherwise. I said in my landing that interest is the life wire of conspiracy. Because I discovered that every other thing anybody has done, either on the side of the conspirator or the conspiratee or the victim or the villain, there is always one central element at the heart of it, and that is the issue of interest. So when you are discussing the conspiracy of the elite, what drives the elite is interest. In the book, we looked at 4 essential traits that we say these are the cultures of the elite. 1 is inordinate consumption. Number 2, ability to, not ability really, but the desire to control. Number 3, the insensibility of absolute acquisition, always wanting to acquire. Okay? And then, so when you look at the issue of interest in the life of the elite, you will see that the elite does what he keeps doing because he wants to maintain his interest. From there, you move to the conspiracy of aides. Aides do what they do. They serve or they don't serve because interest runs in the system. It is either he is interested in the success of the leader, therefore he puts in his best to make sure that the leader succeeds, or he's interested in the person who seconded him to the leader, who deployed him and said, go and represent us. Yes. So when he's going there, it is the interest of the person who is sending him, or his own personal interest. After his principal has appointed him, or he has been seconded, he now develops his own interest and says, leader, go to hell. The person who nominated me, go to prison. It is now my turn to shine. And then his interest comes in. Or is it the conspiracy of religion? People use religion to manipulate the society. When Marx said that religion is the opium of the people, we didn't understand it. But you see, in the book, we try to centralize the concept of opium, a drug that has a way of sedating the victim and then makes you to keep going back to it. That's what religion does to you. Religion tells you that this is how it should be done. You have no way of querying whether it is wrong or right. So religion attacks the mind, and the people know that when you get the mind to succumb to things that are not real, the mind can go to any length to exhibit its fall.
Yeah, while we go to this, within the context of these 7 conspiracies, which I would want you to mention, one after the other, just in case, somebody is new, don't know about the book. But seriously, we're talking about leadership here. I would also want you to also inch into followership, because you also pointed to that. Yeah. Followership in terms of misleading leadership.
Yeah. Okay, you see, there are 2 dynamics. There are 2 dynamics about followership. You have enlightened followership and unenlightened